Hey guys, so this is a bit of a different video today. As you can see, I'm not out on the trail, not out in some state park, I'm actually in my house. But the reason I'm in my house is I'm going to take some time to review the Motorola Defy Satellite Link. So this is a pretty new item. I think it was just announced last February 2023, and it recently became available in the United States just about a week ago. So this is a satellite link for your phone, and basically what it does, it allows you to communicate remotely, whether you have cell service or not. And so it acts a bit like a hotspot is the best way to describe it. Your phone will make a Bluetooth connection to it, and then it will be able to send messages through a native app, the Bullitt app, and you can get on the App Store, Google Play. I think it works both Android and iOS. And it uses the Bullitt satellite constellation. And so I believe this is a company that piggybacks off of Viasat. And those are geostationary satellite constellations. And I'll get more into that later about what that means. So here's the device itself in all of its glory. You can see that I do have it powered on. These lights might flash a few times. It's a pretty simple device. I like how lightweight it is. I believe it's about 84 grams. I got this off of Amazon. I know that AT&T, Tractor Supply, a lot of different outlets sell it, REI. And I am in North America here, so I was able to use it pretty well as soon as I got it. So, looking at the device itself, you can see that we have three buttons. We have an SOS button, and then we have a power button, a check-in button, and then this is not actually a button next to the satellite indicator. It is actually the charging port. It uses USB Type-C, which is handy. I don't know who's still using micro USB, but they need to stop that. Anyways, on the front we have our Motorola logo on the little strap here. And this strap seems pretty high quality. It actually goes around the entire device, and so that means that it can't just break off from a little plastic hook here. It goes around the entire device. Seems very sturdy, high quality. It looks like it got an aluminum strap here. You can look here, it's actually screwed in. It's not just a plastic fitting together. It looks like very well designed. They say it's waterproof, dustproof, drop-proof to an extent. So it looks pretty rugged, like it can handle a few conditions. I personally might not keep it strapped onto the back of my backpack. I just don't really trust stuff like that. I'll get snagged on a mesquite, or if I fall off my bike, which I've been known to do that, that can cause some issues too. So I'd probably put that in my bag and just pull it out as needed. Additionally, the website says it has 4 hours of battery life. I've not been able to test that exactly, but I will take their word for it. It has a 600 milliamp hour capacity, which don't know what that means. Don't know how much energy it takes to ping a satellite and ping your phone at the same time. I personally see this as setting it up, not having it on all the time, but setting it up at certain times throughout the day as I need to check in, or of course hitting the SOS button if needed. Some questions on the SOS button that I had before getting it is how hard is it to press it? Does it have a cover over it? And no, it does not have a cover over it, and yes, it's pretty easy to press it, but you have to hold it for about 3 seconds. I haven't actually tried that. I'm a little scared to try that because I don't want to dispatch any of the authorities on me. But that gives you some peace of mind. I know that when we've been hiking in the past and camping and backpacking, we go to places that don't have a lot of cell service at all. So this gives you a peace of mind. As far as the price, we purchased this for $150 on Amazon.com. And it comes with a 3-month free trial of their premium service. That's 300 messages per month. It regularly costs, I think, $30. And then after the 3 months are up in October, we should get a year of essential service for $5 a month. So that's 30 messages per month. You can't talk on this. You can't get weather reports on this exactly. You could always message someone who is in internet range to get you a weather report. So it may not be as advanced or as fancy as some of the Garmin inReaches, other things that might use Iridium service. But I think it's very good quality for those who just need a little peace of mind, like myself. I'm not trying to do homework while I'm out hiking or trying to watch YouTube videos in the backcountry. I would just like to be able to contact someone if needed, or things happen, we get stuck, we run late. I don't want people at home to worry about us, so it's good to have that peace of mind. Decent price too. So you basically get the 12 months free service is basically $50. So the device itself costs about $100, service for $50. So getting into some of the details that I've managed to find. So yes, like I said, it uses a Bullitt service. and that operates off of Viasat. I believe it's a British company, Bullitt. And so, like I said, it uses geostationary satellites. So for those of you who might not be sure what that means, geostationary just means the satellite almost seems to be in a fixed position over the Earth at all times. So it's not several satellites zooming by, kind of like space station. The satellite basically follows you around the Earth. That means that it's a lot higher than a lot of satellites. I know that a lot of low Earth orbit satellites, like the stuff that Elon Musk is rolling out, a lot of internet satellites tend to be quicker because this is orbiting about 20,000 miles above the Earth. 20,000 miles is like going New York to Los Angeles and back 3 times. So if you can imagine running a fiber connection from New York to Los Angeles and go down and back 3 times, that's how long it takes to just reach the satellite. And then I'm sure it has its own constellation of satellite networks, then has to hit the ground. Ground has to direct it to the internet. Internet has to get it back to the cell towers, to the recipient, who will get it as an SMS. So it does take a lot of time, but when you're just using text messages, it's really not too bad. It's not like you have to communicate with a big delay. It's not like I'm trying to play Call of Duty on this thing. So lag really isn't an issue as long as it gets there. Another thing about geostationary orbit is that it requires fewer satellites. This can be a good thing and a bad thing. It can be a good thing because if you have a pretty clear view of the sky, you should theoretically be able to get service. You'll see in a minute, I was actually sitting just at a southern-facing window inside under a metal roof, and I was still able to get service that way. However, there are cases where you might not have a clear view of the satellite, and because the satellite doesn't move across the sky from your perspective, you can't just wait for it to pass over your location. So an example I thought of is if you're stuck in a canyon, or if you fell into a bit of a pit, and you can't find your way out. If you don't have a clear line of sight, more or less, to the satellite, I don't think you'll ever get a connection. So that's maybe one drawback at geostationary that might affect this device, because like I said, you can't wait for it to pass over your location. Overall though, I think it's a really great device. I'm excited to test it out in about a month when we go out into an area without cell service. And I think it's a very decent price. $150 is a really good price. The best I can find, some Garmin inReaches, some similar devices, run $200, $300, and it gets even more expensive from there. Of course, those have better capabilities, but this overall does what I need it to do, and I think what a lot of people would like for it to do. Another price point is its plan. As much as we go hiking maybe 3 to 4 times per year, 30 messages per month should be plenty. I don't know if they roll over or not, but either way, 30 messages per month for $5, that's a pretty good deal. So it's only about 60 bucks a month, which you really can't beat that for satellite service. Last time I checked on Iridium, it costs $11, $12 per month for the most basic service. And for us, we really don't find it that to really justify when we use it for maybe 2 or 3 months out of the year. However, this might be something good that we might start utilizing more than just hiking. It's good to keep in mind if you lose power, or if you're out traveling, it might be good to throw in your car for making a trip across the state or across the country, because Texas doesn't always have great cell service. Texas and Mexico, the places where we go, doesn't always have great cell service and reliable. So this would be another peace of mind item. Here in a minute, I'll show you some screen recordings of using the app itself. But overall, I think it's a very good device. Time will tell. Of course, I just got this yesterday. Time will tell how well it works. And next time we use it out in the field, out in the open, in the backcountry, I will definitely update you on how it goes. So as you can see right now, we are going through an update. I figured this would probably be at least 1 or 2 coming out straight out of the box like this. But you need to be connected to internet, obviously, to get the update. I believe it's actually updating the firmware on my device. And so it's not just an app update for the Bullitt app on my Android phone, but it's actually updating it in the Satellite Link right now. So I'm actually sitting in my living room right now. I'm in a building with a metal roof and a ceiling. So interestingly, I still have connection. I am sitting by a southern facing window, so that could be the reason why. But yeah, so far pretty good link. I'd like to test a little bit more to see just the limits we can press to see how the satellite will stay connected. So you can see here, right now I'm in the Bullitt app. This is the companion app they have to use in order to communicate when you're out of cell or internet reach. You can see I did some testing with my mother earlier. She usually doesn't go on all the hiking trips with us, so she'd be our main contact from the comfort of her own home. So you see up in the top right, I actually have my Bluetooth device turned on. I have the link turned on. However, I am indoors right now. So you see the Bluetooth symbol's green, good to go on that, but the satellite is gray. And so that corresponds on the device to the satellite blinking red on me every so often. So if I tap on this, it shows us a bit of the status. So you can see Bluetooth connected, satellite connection unavailable, 97% charged. And now it's getting mad at me because I'm not helping out the satellite. So maybe if I try going towards the south, this says that's where the sun, not the sun, the satellite is. Maybe if I get close to a window or a wall, it will work. This is probably a quirk of geostationary orbiting satellites, but I think it allows for cheaper service in the end, probably. Okay, so now I've moved to a southern-facing window. I'm right up against the window here in my living room, and you can see now that both our Bluetooth symbol and our satellite symbol are green. So if I go in and I pretend that I'm texting my mother once again, I go in, you can see my coordinates. I will definitely blur those, but you can see that I've sent her a couple tests. Yesterday at 11:23 p.m., I sent testing, and that was, that doesn't have a little orange tab on it. That meant that was sent over IP. So that was sent using either Wi-Fi or LTE or whatever connection you have that's not a satellite connection. Now today at 11:57 a.m., you can see where I sent a different message along with my coordinates, just trying out different things, and that has an orange tab. And so that means that I sent it over satellite connection. And so right now I can type a message. I can say, hi, testing again. And you can see that I have a little ticker over my send button that shows me how much data I have to send in this one message. Now, if I add a geolocation, it adds a little bit more data, but it does send the location. So it's just like adding a little more text to your SMS or however you want to view this message. And so right now it has an airplane button. So if I send it like this, it'll send over Wi-Fi because I'm currently connected on my home Wi-Fi. But if I go into settings, I turn off the Wi-Fi, I go further, I turn off mobile data. Yes, I want to turn it off. Now we get a cool little rocket ship, and then the background also changed to some space blue looking color. So now if I were to hit send, which I will, now it's sent with a rocket ship, it used an orange tab, and there we go. That means we sent it over the satellite connection. I got confirmation that it's sent. And then she should have received a message via text, and she can view it just via SMS, or if she'd like to download the app, I can link my account. She can respond back using my plan.